All right, with the clock ticking toward that August 2nd deadline to figure out the nation's debt trouble, there is still no deal between President Obama and House Republicans over a solution to the crisis. And that could see the U.S. lose its ability to borrow money. Here to shed some light, if I could speak a little bit, on all of this is Vincent Esposito, Wealth Management Specialist with Esposito Financial in New Haven. Welcome, Vincent.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Sarah.
A lot of folks fired up over this. This is our country, this is our future, and our lawmakers just can't seem to figure this one out.
Yeah, you know, and Obama said something in Congress yesterday that really hit home with me. He said, this is our opportunity to do something big and meaningful. But I think the longer that this political wrangling goes on, the more doubtful the American people become.
Well, I think the American people are very skeptical. I mean, they're fed up, they're tired, they can't understand why. We're talking about, I know in simplified terms we think of our own budgets, and then we think about at home how we can balance ours.
Sure.
So why can't the people that we vote for into Washington take care of this for us?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the American people deserve a government that can actually live within its means, right? But one thing I think that's incredibly frustrating for me, and I'm hearing this from a lot of my clients as well, is that it seems like we can't get anything done in Washington until it gets to crisis mode. And I just don't get that. And I think most people don't understand that way of operating.
Well, I think there's a lot of folks, too, when it comes to their investments, they're concerned that what will happen after August 2nd? Will interest rates go up? Will it affect their retirement plans? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think people are concerned, and rightfully so. What we have to remember here is we're in an environment where you really need to keep your emotions in check when it comes to your investments. It's really difficult to make smart investment decisions based on your emotions and how you feel.
But are there people out there, clearly, they're making investments based upon what our government does to balance the budget?
Sure.
What advice do you give your clients?
You know, I just give my clients the advice that this is something that you can't try to trade on a short-term basis. If you're a long-term investor, you do have to realize that, you know, this too shall pass. It's a 24-hour news cycle, right? I mean, here we are at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're talking about this stuff. I went to bed last night talking about this stuff. I woke up, looked at my phone this morning, talked more about this stuff.
Well, there's going to be a lot of talk this morning. You know, President Obama has asked for an emergency meeting this morning at 11 o'clock with lawmakers. But the question is, I mean, I think the average person wants to know what's going to happen after August 2nd if we don't have a deal. What happens financially? Well,
I mean, it probably wouldn't be pretty. But I think the probability of us not raising the debt ceiling by August 2nd is pretty slim. I think the argument here and the reason why they're getting stuck is they're trying to figure out a path to long-term fiscal sustainability, right? So I think no matter what happens, we raise the debt ceiling before then, just so we don't cause financial calamity, because it wouldn't be pretty.
But if we did default, what does that mean? I think a lot of our viewers want to understand that better.
Yeah, frankly, I don't know what the implications of us defaulting are, but I know it wouldn't be pretty.
Do you think that both sides can come to an agreement? And they've had a lot of time to figure this out, and now we're like, you know, the clock is ticking down.
Yeah, here we are again. We're in crisis mode. I don't know if they can come to a full-out agreement on the budget, but I do think that somehow they'll make it work where they can raise the debt ceiling, maybe put a Band-Aid on it, as usual, and then move forward with some sort of a short-term deal. But my worry is that, can we make this work in the long term? And I really hope we can.
Yeah, I hope we can too. But if we can bring it back to the individual, the key is to not to stay calm, to stay collected, and to seek advice.
Absolutely. I think you need to make sure you're working with a trusted advisor. You have someone that you can talk to about these things. You have someone who's experienced, who's navigated volatile markets like this before, because it's a little tricky.
All right. Well, as they say in the business, stay tuned, right?
That's it.
All right, Vincent, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Vincent Esposito, Wealth Management Specialist with Esposito Financial in New Haven. For more information on his business and information on the debt crisis, you can log on to our website at WTNH.com. Just click on the Good Morning Connecticut Weekend section. All right.